Disgraced FBI Director James Comey making a threatening post against Donald Trump tonight as the president is overseas.
Threatening the president of the United States is never a good idea, especially if you are the former FBI director. Now, James Comey, former FBI director, is being accused of threatening the president of the United States for posting this picture on Instagram, 8647. Now, if you have no idea what this means or what it implies, let's dig into this because it's going to shock you.
And Laura, the real head scratcher about this very serious topic is that James Comey wants us to believe, and we have this photo here, that he saw a cool, these are his words, cool shell formation on my beach walk. And the cool shell formation, according to the person who used to be in charge of the FBI, shows shells in the shape of 8647. 86 is common restaurant lingo, of course, for denying service to somebody. But after about 30 seconds of Googling, you can see that a good chunk of people all around the world also associate 86 with meaning to kill somebody. An old mob saying, basically, you take somebody 8 miles outside of town and then you put them 6 feet in the ground. James Comey.
And again, this is the former FBI director posting this on Instagram, and you can even see in the caption, cool shell formation on my beach walk. Now, here's what he has to say about the situation.
Again, a guy who has prosecuted mobsters apparently had no idea that this was a thing. He deleted the original post with the cool shell formation, and he writes, I posted a picture earlier of some shells I saw today on a beach walk, which I assumed were a political message. I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, and I took the post down.
Now, here's the thing. James Comey fully admitting he posted this, but now he's saying, well, I didn't know it meant violence. No matter how you think about this, 86, when you look it up, 86 means to get rid of, to eliminate, to delete. No matter how you look at the situation, it looks terrible for James Comey.
That's not enough for Donald Trump Jr. He says, just James Comey casually calling for my dad to be murdered. This is who the Dem media worships. Demented. And Kash Patel, as we were coming to air, the new FBI director, one of Comey's successors, is saying that he is in touch with the Secret Service and they are going to be sending Secret Service agents to talk to James Comey about what exactly he was getting at. Patel says, we are aware of the recent tweet by former FBI Director James Comey directed at President Trump. We are in communication with the Secret Service and Director Curran. Primary jurisdiction is with the Secret Service on these matters, and we, the FBI, will provide all necessary support.
Now, even Homeland Security is addressing the situation, but I do want to point out, as you can see, Kash Patel, within like 20 minutes of this issue surfacing on the internet, he immediately responded and let everybody know, we will be looking into this. We are in a new era of transparency, and we are in an era of accountability. Let us continue.
Listen, this guy James Comey's been a problem since day one. He likes to talk about how Trump is unethical, immoral, a threat to the United States. Yeah, how about the former director of the FBI has got nothing better to do than put shells in a formation that says 8647, and then he claims, well, I just happened to find this, and you want to talk about this guy's mental cognition? Let's compare him to Joe Biden. Are you kidding me? This is just more of the same from, 120 or so days ago. This guy's trying to stay relevant. He's a complete zero, and this latest episode just shows what a complete clown show he is and the FBI is. And now the Secret Service is going to say, well, we're going to investigate. Are you kidding me? The Secret Service is no better now than it was when it had those last two directors. These guys can't get out of their own way. The FBI is a complete disgrace still. Kash Patel, Danny Bongino, Sean Curran over at the service need to clean house and get it done now.
Look, here's the thing, and we all know this. Kash Patel said on day one, he knows nobody trusts the FBI. And unfortunately, things like this is why the American public does not trust the FBI. Even if it was a mistake, nobody trusts you anyway, so of course nobody's gonna believe you. This is why we don't trust you. Now, we have a lot more footage to go over, but first, we have a sponsor because of you guys. 1775 Coffee just dropped their starter pack. So if you've been scared to commit, this is your chance. You already know we back it. Now here's your excuse to finally try it. You're getting $200 worth of coffee and gear for just $99. A steal in a world where coffee prices keep climbing and burnt beans in a white cup somehow cost $9. You get 3 full-size bags of their best coffee, the bold dark roast, smooth medium roast, and their anti-aging blend. Yes, coffee that actually tastes good and age better. Exclusive merch, a matte black tumbler stamped with unapologetic freedom quotes, a golden spoon clip that keeps your coffee sealed, and a branded frother that does what it's told. This is all single origin, small batch, mold free, and toxin free. And every bag is rated 85 plus on the cupping scale, which puts it among the top specialty coffees in the world. If you've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/T-SPLY and grab your starter kit before it's gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something, just like Rumble does. Start your day with coffee that not only tastes great, but actually backs what you believe.
Well, everybody knows what 86 means, Laura, and that's the thing. If it's not 86, what does it mean? It's not just a beautiful shell collection. I was a waiter. Go 86 to shrimp, 86 to chicken. That means there's nothing left. The reality is this. The left wants him dead. They do. Their rhetoric calling him Hitler. Call Donald Trump Hitler. I hope that somebody thinks that they can take out Hitler and restore the world to democracy. It is a message to people who are not all there in the head that you got to do something very, very important for humanity and for history. They know what they're doing. And, you know, it's such an insult to our intelligence, Laura, when they turn around and go, oh, I didn't know what that was. I just thought it was nice shells. You didn't know what 86 was? Come on. Anybody who's ever been to a restaurant or worked in a restaurant knows what that is.
And the other reason why people are upset, you don't have to work in a restaurant. Let us remember, this is the head of the FBI. You're supposed to be proficient in numbers and signs and things that are not apparent to the naked eye. So that is why everyone is saying, hold on, you are the head of the FBI and you don't know what you just posted? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, of course he did. He also came across the abominable snowman and Sasquatch while he was walking along on the beach.
I want to show you guys how fast the Trump administration talked about this. Again, this only happened like an hour ago. You can see Comey is #1 in trending right now for all the online stories. You go straight to the Homeland Security. They were on it quick. You scroll right down 1 hour ago, Kristi Noem made a comment on it and talked about disgraced former FBI director James Comey. So the Trump administration, very transparent and very fast.
This guy needs to be prosecuted. This guy needs to be prosecuted. This has got to stop.
Yeah, well, and this is after we still don't know anything about Thomas Crooks, who almost killed Donald Trump at that field in Butler. We know nothing. How is it that America, with the hundreds of billions we've spent on intelligence and technology and the best of the best over the last 50 years, we can't tell the American people who was this Thomas Crooks? Did he really act alone? I mean, we don't really know. We know nothing about him. It's crazy.
You know why we know? You know why we know so little about the investigation? Because so little investigation was done. The Secret Service, the FBI, and the Department of Justice, under that crypt keeper of the Attorney General that we had back then, they didn't do a damn thing. The President of the United States was shot, and no one does anything. No interviews were done. We still haven't even seen the inside of this guy Crooks' house. For all we know, there were 2 people on that roof. We don't know anything about this. Talk about just dropping the ball, and the American people were just supposed to sit still for this?
Now, I want to show you guys. When you type in Comey, of course, Fox News is all over this, but you might notice there's other publications missing here. In fact, let's go to CNN right now, and I didn't plan this. Nothing. That's pretty odd, CNN. Why aren't you talking about this? MSNBC. Nothing here as well. Maybe if we go to all. Nope, I don't see anything with MSNBC. It's kind of weird. Go to CNN. Come on, I would expect CNN to talk about. No. All right, that's kind of odd. I just did this live. I did not plan this. This is how our news cycle works, and this is why a lot of us don't trust a lot of these publications.
from that afternoon. And the only reason we even know the little that we know is because it was so widely covered by the 25,000 people that were there.
Yeah, we don't know much about that other idiot near Trump's golf course. We know very little about him too. He went overseas, Ukraine. I mean, but I got to go back to what Richard. I got to go back to what you said though. That the FBI and the Secret Service still is filled with a lot of rot, because the goal of this administration is to clear out the rot. They want to clear out the rot. They want to make it more efficient, make things more seamless and transparent where possible for the American public. And I know they have dedicated people who want to do this. So your message to them tonight, after this obvious threat against the president's life.
Yeah. The obvious threat to the president's life, they've got to get rid of the senior leadership and management at the FBI and the Secret Service. You know, I don't care if they fire them all and they threaten to sue. You know what? That's why we've got the Department of Justice and we've got Pam Bondi. Let her and her people handle that, but you've got to get these people out of here. There are plenty of people at the lower levels at both of those agencies that are dedicated, that are capable, and that will do the job. Put them in those leadership positions. This has got to stop, and it won't if those people are allowed to stay there.
Okay, so I have no comment from Donald Trump, only Donald Trump Jr. I would assume Donald Trump is sleeping, and I can only imagine what is to be expected and the response from Donald Trump. Kash Patel is on this, Homeland Security is on this, Secret Service is on this, but this is going to be a very, very, very big test for the FBI to show everybody that they're going to be transparent, they're going to police up their own, and I'm not going to be surprised if there's going to be an internal investigation to see whether or not there's still communication with Comey or other FBI members internally. This is not a good situation. This is bad overall, but that's pretty much the story. We'll see you all later. God bless.